What's good? It's your boy Tad Money, and welcome to another news of Metaverse News. You know what I'm saying? On the War Economic Forum website. You know, as you can see, they posted new 4 things you need to know about the Metaverse this week. It posted, I think it was last week on. Yeah, I said after last week. I don't know. I didn't check the calendar, but we're gonna talk about what the metaverse, what's going on with the metaverse this week. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep reading these every time they post something new about it. So, we're gonna read this. We're gonna read this through, man. I'm not gonna explain anything else. We're gonna read it through. The regular roundup brings you a selection of the latest news and updates on the development of the metaverse. You know what I'm saying? The metaverse is definitely my home, and I got a YouTube notification, but I'm not gonna check it right now. You know what I'm saying? But let's read this. The regular roundup brings you a selection of the latest news and updates on the development of the metaverse. Below, you'll find insights and options on how this emerging technology could transform the way we work, make purchases, and spend our luxury time. Luxury time. I think that's what it says. You know what I'm saying? But that's one thing I want to say though is that I said in my last video in my stream of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is that when it comes down to spending things, like I just bought me a storage expansion from eBay. You know, so I thought eBay didn't work on Android at first, but I was able to buy it and get it. And now I gotta wait for this week, either Wednesday or Saturday. That's when it officially comes. It might come on Saturday, but let's hope so. So I want to come on Saturday because I'm at home mostly on Saturday, but let's hope so, you know what I'm saying? But let's read the number one. The Interpol has launched its own metaverse space. The International Criminal Police Organization, better known as Interpol, have unveiled a metaverse space designed specifically for police officers around the world. Immersive training courses in forensic investigation and other policing skills will be on offer in the Interpol Metaverse. Registered users will also be able to take a tour of a virtual version of the organization's headquarters and learn fans interact with other police officers around the world. Now, I did make a magical path for officers in Color Sorcery for the physical world, but like I said, I'm moving into the digital now. And when it come down to it, though, even though I'm moving into the digital, when it come down to it, there's a magical path that's called the Virtual Dark Blue Magic, which is the E-Law hand path, and it deals with role play within the metaverse. So, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to magical things, because I know the metaverse is going to be artificial, but it's going to be magical when it comes to that artificial aspect and be supernatural and most amazing looking, especially if you're using VR. You know what I'm saying? To have a full experience. I'm definitely going to get into VR, but VR's not advanced right now. But once 2025 comes, around that time, that's when VR is fully advanced, and that's when I'm going to get it once it goes on sale. Hopefully on Amazon, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to definitely get it on Amazon, because when it comes to consoles or VRs or anything like that, it's best to get it from Amazon. But when it comes to storage or memories or even controllers, it's best to get it on eBay and Amazon at the same time. Not at the same time, but compare price if it's brand new, not you pre-owned and stuff. But I did create a path for police officers in the metaverse when it comes to role play and also gaming as well, especially gaming, but also spiritualism. For many, the metaverse seems to herald an abstract future, but the issues it raises are those that have always motivated Interpol, supporting our members' countries to fight crime and making the world, virtual or not, safer for those who inhabit it. Interpol's Secretary General Jordan Stock said at the launch event, crime has increasingly moved online as the pace of digitalization has increased. According to Interpol new global crime trend report, the organization also said that criminals are already trying to exploit the metaverse, and that such activities is likely to raise and expand as users' numbers increase. Now, when it comes to stuff like this, I do not support. But when it comes to the e-crime hand pad, which is virtual dark gray magic, when it comes to that pad, it's all about role playing and gaming. It's all about role playing and gaming and stuff. When it comes to spiritualism, spiritual meaning behind it, when it comes to role play, when it comes down to the paths that I make for the metaverse, it's for role playing and gaming purposes. Like what I mean by role play, so you can role play like if you saw or shows or like video game shows like Minecraft or Roblox on YouTube, then you know what I'm talking about when they put it in a role play sense. And also GTA 5 as well, depending on who you follow. But they also role play in that game too, depending on who do the role play. I know people show demonstrations, but when it comes to role play, that's different story. But when it comes to my virtual spirituality paths, my virtual paths, it's all about role play, and that's all I would stick to. But when it comes to real situations like crime and terrorism and all that stuff, saying that my paths do not support that. I don't support harming the metaverse. It's all about supporting the metaverse and helping gaining more people and more souls to enter into the metaverse or basically enter into the matrix. And that's the whole deal. Top crime threats, Interpol Global Crime Trend Report 2022. Money laundering. I'm not gonna read all of this because I know I can't pronounce everything, but according to Interpol, criminals are already trying to exploit the metaverse, and that such activities are likely to rise and expand as user numbers increase. So when it comes down to it, man, I'm gonna be the one that speak against this. Interpol is pardoning the war economic forum and leading voices from the private sector, civil society, academia, and policies to define the parameters of the economy, visible, interpretable, safe, and inclusive metaverse. More and more law firms are entering the metaverse. Increasing numbers of law firms are setting up shop in the metaverse. According to Financial Times, where clients go, law firms typically follow. So lawyers are opening offices in the virtual world as a way of connecting with technology clients and interpreters who are increasingly doing business there. The newspaper says. Legal industry media platform Law.com said that lawyers are also entering the metaverse to boost their probability and keep pace with evolving legal trends. Intellectual property and copyright are likely to be the first metaverse issue facing legal teams. Thomas Ruder, technologist and futurist Raganin say, but add that insecure and contractual disagreement could become more prominent areas later on. The Thomas Ruder Institute Emerging Legal Technology Forum earlier this month looked at how traditional legal questions still loom large when it comes to the metaverse. Panelist Yinke, principal lawyer and Canada-based Yinken Law, raised questions about who would take ownership of a piece of metaverse property if the original owner passes away. Given that the metaverse and blockchain technology simplify a lot of the processes that we see in the real estate. So I also suggest that users dealing in the metaverse actual real identity documents from the person behind the avatar, not just the avatar itself. Users number below targets for Meta flagship metaverse app. The challenges surrounding metaverse uptake have been generating much online conversation in recent weeks. In the build-up to Meta announcing its highly anticipated third quarter result on 26th of October, user numbers for the company Horizon World's metaverse app are not growing as quickly as Meta had hoped because they got kids yelling in there and people reporting there also racism too. So, they haven't really got in control and putting the age, because when you see people doing demonstrations on there, they need to separate the kids from the adults, man. But at the same time, they're not, didn't fix all that. It's not coming from experience, it's coming from what I see on YouTube, but let's hope they get it right. According to the Wall Street Journal, the company was at first targeting 500,000 monthly active users by the end of this year, but it have recently dropped that goal to 280,000 as it actually numbers are running below 200,000 according to international documents obtained by the newspaper. That's why I said Facebook Meta cannot be the only metaverse in charge. So does everybody else could have the right. Even Neil Stevenson, the guy that coins metaverse, is making his metaverse. So say that's one thing. A Meta spokesman told Wall Street Journal that the company metaverse efforts were always intended to be a multi-year project. Now, new technologies are often adopted slowly at first, as McKinsey pointed out, because when it comes to new technologies, it don't work at first and it's not comfortable at first. So, and later on, once they're fully advanced, they'll get feedback from people in fully advanced, and that's when they do. Penetration for recent breakthroughs such as smartphones, tablets, and social media grew from 20 to 50% in only a handful of years. It says the adoption curve today for VR technology follows the trajectory of other technologies. I can't pronounce that. Devices enable immersive experience in the metaverse have low penetration today, but they are following mainstream devices adoption curves. Thank God for cloud gaming, but metaverses technologies are being adopted at the same pace as other new technologies has been. According to McKinsey, yeah. When it comes to the metaverse, McKinsey believes users' desire for better usability will drive tech companies to create the spaces that consumers want. Our analysis of existing platforms indicate that there is a high correlation between users expecting a realistic experience and frequencies of use. It adds. It adds. I thought I was going to say something else. Virtual meeting rooms. Microsoft put Teams apps on Meta devices. Microsoft and Meta technologies are coming together in an area of the metaverse that is seen as ripe for development following the shift to hybrid work patterns, virtual meeting spaces. Microsoft is making its mass mixed reality feature for the Teams messaging app available on Meta Quest headsets, along with its Microsoft 365 apps. This means that not only will people be able to hold virtual team meetings using the headset, but they will also be able to use Word, Excel, and other Microsoft programs in VR. Research suggests that the remote workers involved in hybrid meetings are more likely to be overlooked than people in the main office space. Creating more of a level playing field in terms of the meeting environment could help solve this and other persistent problems associated with remote employment, according to MasterCard. And with organizations at large as the Intergovernmental Panels on Climate Change suggesting that virtual meetings will be part of a part of their future. Any technology that can make these meetings easier to conduct has the potential to find a wide audience. Over the past 2.5 years, new patterns of work have emerged that put people communications and workflow at the center. Microsoft said people crave deeper, richer ways of collaborating and co-creating from whatever they are, for whatever they are. More on the metaverse from the agenda. This should put it down there, but hey. As Interpol knows, crime is already happening in the metaverse, but how can we police a virtual world with no borders and no bodies? This blog takes a look at some of the most obvious metaverse security concerns we need to be aware of right now. What are the pros and cons of working in the metaverse? It can boost collaboration, improve training, but it may also reduce concentration and increase the likelihood of depression, this blog says. As the metaverse grows, so does the need to ensure advertisers are using it responsibly. Here we take a look at 3 ways to ensure accessibility, users' experience, and priorities are built into metaverse advertising strategies. So there you have it, man. There you have it. What is that? It's more okay. So there you have it, man. There you have it, y'all. It's, the metaverse. security. So when it comes to officers getting to the metaverse, that's cool to learn how to be an officer. Same thing with the military and all those type of things. But when it comes to my philosophy, though, virtual spirituality, when it comes to the paths I'm trying to create for each specific thing in the metaverse, and specifically for role playing, wise and gaming, well, basically role playing gaming in a way so you can create a show or a movie out of it and put it on YouTube and have people watch it and enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? That's my mission. That's my goal to why I want to bring it to the metaverse. And this is why I read War Economic Forum blogs, because they are the main promoters of the metaverse. And that's why I support them and everything that they do. It's part of the agenda. You saw yourself. It's part of the agenda. But, let me say this, though, man. The world we living in right now is the real world. But when it comes to the Matrix, I just say the Matrix. But when it comes to the metaverse, it is actually the Matrix itself. It's the actual Matrix, y'all. And that, guess what? It's not even involved robot. Robots is not even here yet. But when it comes down to it, though, even though robots are not here yet, these are humans that's promoting the metaverse, not robots. So the Matrix is being built right now. And guess what? We're going to have to live through this Matrix. Because we might live a low income neighborhoods or a low class family, but we will be able to make enough money or cryptocurrencies and NFTs and blockchains that we work with to really have a stable condition within the metaverse. You feel what I'm saying? So when it comes down to it, though, that's my mission and that's my goal, and that's what I want to put out there when it comes down to it. So when it really comes down to it, though, y'all, that's all I want to say. I want to put out there. So those are the 4 things you need to know about the metaverse this week. I'm going to try to keep reading these every time they come out with a new one and explain what's going on and stuff like that. So it's good that the law enforcement is getting involved in the metaverse. But what it really come down to when it comes to my virtual spirituality paths for the metaverse, like E-Law and Handpath and E-Crime Handpath and many others, it's all about having a role-playing gaming aspect and spiritual meaning behind it for people who want to live in the metaverse. And that's all I got to say, so peace.